But then what is so special about this knife? Well, let's talk about it. Hi, it's Tod at Tod's Workshop and Tod Cutler here, and today we're going to talk about this rondel. This is a reproduction that I've made, Tod's Workshop reproduction, of the A726 rondel dagger from the Wallace Collection in London. This thing is a beauty. I absolutely love it, but it's also a complete beast. It's 12mm, half-inch thick at the hilt. It's got a 15.5-inch, 39cm long blade. It is an absolute beast. And I think, as a completely iconic knife, I think that this is one of the absolute classic rondels that makes us think that they were always really long. But this is another Tod Cutler piece here. They're both rondel daggers, both from around about the same time actually, early to mid 15th century. And they are completely different in length. But this is the one we're talking about today. I'm going to explain to you now why this particular knife has come to be. I had a customer called Christian Cameron. He happened to write books. He's an author. I'd never read any of his stuff. And one day he said, well, here's some books of mine, sent them free in the post, read them. And I'll be honest, my heart fell because I'm just going to have to read them. I'm going to have to pay attention. I'm going to have to say nice things to him because he's a customer and all that kind of thing. So I read the books with a little bit of trepidation and I loved them. I absolutely loved them. And what really spoke to me was a series called the Chivalry series that he's done about a character called William Gold at the start of the 100 Years' War, and then his adventures really beyond that and into Italy under John Hawkwood, the leader of the White Company. I just love the books. I love the way he approaches it. I love the way he writes. I love the historical accuracy of both the material culture and fighting. Brilliant. Brilliant. Not a great surprise because I might have this wrong, but I think he used to be in military intelligence, so he clearly knows how to find facts. But also he's a HEMA fight instructor. He instructs people how to sword fight. He puts his armour on and he treks across the Canadian wilderness for 2 weeks to find out how the inside of his thighs get chafed or whatever. You get a level of detail that is brilliant. But anyway, enough of that. Going to come back. So he asked me for the launch of his latest book, and I was, very happy to do it, to make this dagger. He's running a competition on Twitter, I believe it is. What you need to do is, there's a link in the notes, go to his Twitter page, say that you want to win, share the post. I don't know, the rules are all there. Anyway, you need to then evidence the fact that you've bought the book. But that's all you need to do, and this absolute beauty of a dagger could be yours. But the other bit of hot news that I want to share with you is that under Tod Cutler, we will be producing this knife. So give it a few weeks, couple of months, I'm not sure exactly when. The Tod Cutler version of the Wallace A726 is going to be on the shelves. So if you want to find out, if you want to be the first person to get hold of this, because it is going to be, for the knife you get, it is going to be a bargain price. I promise you that. They always are. But sign up to the newsletter and we'll let you know as soon as they're in. But then what is so special about this knife? Well, let's talk about it. I think what really speaks to me about this piece is it has everything, in my eyes, that a rondel should have. So it's the archetypal early 15th century man-at-arms, low-grade knight, utterly business, doing the job dagger. Nothing fancy, nothing flash about it. Now I'm going to talk you around the different aspects of this, but the first thing I am going to do, because I've just said there's nothing flash, nothing unnecessary about it, I'm just going to show you the hilt. Now it's a very curious construction. So you've got two boxwood grips there. You've got these bronze plates in between, decorative bronze plates, and of course you've got these decorative flower bronze rosettes on there as well. Now I specifically said there was nothing flash, nothing unnecessary about this. Well, you could argue that those are unnecessary. You don't need those to be on the knife. But actually, this is a knife, but it's also a status symbol. It's also a statement of who you are. It's also an indicator of your wealth. All of these things are really important and they're bound up in this. It's a symbol of your knighthood or your good status as a man-at-arms, because a low guy wouldn't have this. So part of that functionality of this item is its decoration as well. And so although that bronze is not strictly required to do the job, it is definitely required when it's sitting on your hip to make you look cool. And that is part of the job of this. So that aside, you've then got, on the grip here, you have these ribs here. See where the boxwood sort of overlaps a little bit? Now, What that does is it allows you to feel where your edge is. You know the orientation of your blade and your grip because you're familiar with this weapon. So those little ridges there matter, all right? They matter. Now again, you've got these rondels. Now you might think that they're solid, but in fact they're not. They're beaten out a sheet. I don't know if we can just see that there. And then they are brazed together, all right? So they're stuck together. What that means is that you end up with the big guard that you want, so it protects your fist, but it's relatively lightweight. Of course, that's what you want in dagger. You want to be able to move it quickly and swiftly. With that in mind, you've got yourself a 15.5 inch, 39 centimetre blade, but it's hollow ground. Nice strong back on it. It's a funny little chamfer there. I think that probably is a little for decoration, as indeed is this cutout here, which also, incidentally, that cutout, I don't know if you can see it, even that cutout is hollow ground in there. Just a little bit of fanciness, I suppose. And then the blade itself, nice and stout. So at that point there, it's about 6 millimeters, something like that. So 1/4 of an inch, just under. You know, what's that? 2 inches up, 50 mil from the tip. So it's a strong, strong blade. And then plain, undecorated rondels, except in this case. And this is where I have to confess. The original from the Wallace Collection does not have that decoration on the end there. Doesn't have it. But time immemorial, like so many craftsmen before me, I messed up when I was peening this and I put a great big ding in the top. So I thought, how can I hide that ding? I know, bit of texture in there. Everybody did that kind of stuff, I swear it. So there we are. That is definitely different to the original. But other than that, the A726 Hawkwood sword by Christian Cameron, and a beautiful dagger coming soon from Tod Cutler. And if you ever get to London, take yourself to the Wallace Collection, please. You will not regret it. Thank you.